Oh, hey everybody. I'm Nathan Jones.
I'm Hannah.
And we just got back from seeing I, Tonya. And it was directed by Craig Giuseppe, who is known for Finest Hours and with Chris Pine, and $1 Million Arm with, gosh dang, what's his name? Mad Men, help me out.
John Hamm.
John Hamm, who's a beautiful man. But regardless, he directed this movie starring Margot Robbie as I, Tonya. So, what was your initial thoughts of this movie, Hannah?
I really liked the setup or the style of the movie. It's like a fake documentary. They kind of break through, what is it called? The
fourth wall.
The fourth wall, and they speak to the audience.
Okay, let's break this down. Let's break this down to the story. Then we're going to give us some pros and cons of what we both think. We probably have different opinions. We haven't really talked about it, actually.
Yeah.
We literally just got out of this movie. And so, here, Hannah, you want to just give, what's the story like?
The story is full of comedic relief, which is very needed because there's a lot of really intense subject matter, like racketeering and breaking kneecaps.
So what is this whole thing? Well, I don't even remember I don't even remember the Tonya Harding story, because this is before I was like 2 years old when this all happened.
Right. So Tonya is a as she calls herself, a redneck who is a really great skater. And she's really pushed into it by her mother. She doesn't really have a choice.
By Allison Janney's character.
She's amazing as her mother. But
complete asshole.
Yeah, but she really seems to love skating, but you're also given the sense that she doesn't really have a choice. And it's just about how she goes from being a no one in Oregon to being an twice Olympic figure skater.
Yeah.
So she was in 2 Olympics, and it's about her journey there while she's skating famously, and after it as well. So.
And during that time, you're seeing her relationship with her first husband, who is very abusive.
Yes.
Like overly, abusive to me. It seemed like, it's like, wow, this guy, and she stuck with her. I mean, she stuck with him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
During this entire thing, and then was it his brother or just a friend?
His friend.
His friend Tony, or no, Sean.
Sean Eckert.
He played a very fantastic character in that movie because he's so dumb. He also has many skills and works with espionage.
Yeah.
Around the world, he's got very many agents.
So he claimed.
Pretty much, they set up this whole event. At the end. When I say they, I mean pretty much the husband and all of them. Tonya kind of knew about it, but really didn't do much with it. She kind of just thought it was going to be something else. And then the event happens, obviously. One of Sean Eckert's guys literally hits
Nancy Kerrigan
in the leg after a training, and pretty much all this unfolds, this craziness. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the story. So now let's talk about some of the pros and cons. Let's just do pros first.
Okay.
So what did you think?
Hilarious. Allison Janney, perfection.
She was fantastic.
Great. Margot Robbie, amazing as such a dynamic character. I really like Sebastian.
Yeah, I remember.
Sebastian.
Yeah, Sebastian is the actor's name, the husband.
Yeah. Jeff. He played Jeff.
Jeff, he looked like a Jeff too with that mustache. Mm-hmm. You totally got that early '90s vibe with all of the decor. It reminds me of my
great
father.
Costumes.
It's oh my god, my dad dresses like that still, and I don't mean this in a bad way. My dad, he used to have a mustache kind of like Jeff, but not at all like Jeff. But he always wears.
Well, if you trimmed your beard, so would you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not 40 years old, and we're not in the '90s anymore. Yeah, I actually really liked the performances too. I thought it was really good. Yeah. Margot Robbie did a fantastic job as Tonya Harding. Even though, like I said before, I don't even remember when this happened. Obviously, this happened when I was about 2 years old.
Really, I went into it not knowing anything about how she acted, like her mannerisms. I had no idea she called herself a redneck from Oregon. I didn't even know she was from Oregon. I just knew about the scandal and that she was a world-class skater. I did know that she hit the triple. Yeah. The first U.S. woman in history.
I've always heard that.
To land a triple axel in competition, which was pretty cool for America at the time. 92. Was that 1992 when she landed it?
Yeah, I want to say that. Or 91. It was 91.
91.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew those things, but I didn't know about her personality or like where she came from. The fact that she was abused her whole life from her mother and her ex-husband, her first ex-husband, Jeff.
Yeah.
So I had no idea about those things.
But I'd say probably out of this entire movie, I'd say the biggest pros of it are the acting for all of the different characters, especially the the four main characters in this: the mom, Tonya herself, Jeff, and then Sean. Those are literally like the characters that like did really fantastic in this movie. But this is actually a nice transition. Besides all that, like it looked pretty nice. Some parts not so much, but
it was a little. Well, are we going into cons now?
Yeah, I think we're going to go into cons. What I was going to get into was, I know that the Golden Globes just occurred, and I know Allison Janney won for Best Supporting Actress. Yes. I initially said that she should have won based on the trailer. Now, watching it now that I've seen every single thing, I think Laurie Metcalf could have won. Should have won. Lady Bird, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I haven't seen Lady Bird yet, so...
Well, both are about overbearing moms, like, I mean, in an intense way. But I think that Laurie did a better job of being an actress in this role, even though Allison Janney did such a great job of just, like, being this asshole who just...
Right. She just kind of embodied the entire character. A character I had no familiarity with at all, so... No. I really...
It was comedic for us as an audience, but, you know...
But it was really horrifying to know that was reality.
Yeah, that's the thing. That, like, that's what I worry about sometimes, some of these, like, Hollywood adaptations. It's what I worried about with American Made when I saw that with Tom Cruise. I don't know if you saw that.
I haven't, but I know the premise of it.
But that whole entire Pablo Escobar kind of situation, they really kind of glorified it and didn't make the outcomes of it all seem as... like horrifying as it is.
They really were
a little bit more bright, and that's what I see with this one too. Yeah. It made it kind of glorified it a little bit. And I think with the time it is, because it's been so long ago, that I think now they can look back at it and make something like this.
Yeah.
Because I think this couldn't have came out like 10 years after the event.
No, I think it would have been too soon. But yeah.
What are some of your other cons?
I thought that if I'm going to go with a con, I thought the pacing was too slow.
Pacing was odd. It was definitely odd.
It was kind of strange. I thought that it could have been a lot shorter.
Definitely.
Maybe like 30 minutes shorter than it was.
It was almost 2 hours and 45 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it was really long. And,
I'm going to look it up while she's talking.
I mean, I thought it was still really interesting. And again, I really like the stories, but at one point, Tonya breaks through the fourth wall. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The fourth wall in film, and she basically stops like this documentary that she's like filming with someone. We don't know who this is, and she stops it and she talks to the audience and she's saying like, "You are the problem. Like you are the reason that."
I mean, she did that with the shotgun. And if you've seen the trailer, she did it in the trailer. She's like, "I never did this," and then like. Right. But like that was kind of a hot block.
But at one point though, she stops the conversation, speaks through the fourth wall to us and says like, you, the audience, you are the problem. Like you are the reason that, you know, these horrible things were said about me. You are the reason that my life was so horrible for a time. You know, you are the problem. And it was like, here we sit laughing at all these jokes, but it's like,
that was probably the most humanizing and also like just humanizing, but also just like it hits you right and like it's like, hey, you're doing all this thing, but guess what? You know, it's kind of your issue.
I'm a real person, and these horrible things really happen to me. Like, regardless of, you know, if she knew about it, about the hit on Nancy Kerrigan's knee or not, she still is a person who probably made some terrible choices in her life, but also makes mistakes and
has to live with
she
them.
Was under a microscope, and she still is too. I mean,
yeah,
there's a movie just made about her.
There's a movie, yeah. I just looked at the time. It was 120 minutes. Actually, there's only 2 hours, which to me
it dragged on.
Yeah, it dragged. So I guess it wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be, but yeah. Overall, I think I would personally. What would you give this rating out of 5 for you?
I'd give it like a 3.5. I'm not looking forward to seeing it again. I don't know if I ever really want to see it again. I mean, I liked it, but I mean, I don't normally like mockumentary type style films. So.
Okay.
That maybe has something to do with it.
Well, I like some mockumentary films, especially What We Do in the Shadow. It's one of my favorite.
Okay, that was really funny.
It's one of the best things ever.
That's a really good movie.
But I think I would give this a 3 out of 5.
Right.
Like you said, the pacing is odd, and but like I said, the performances in this are just fantastic.
Amazing.
Some of the best that I've seen out of all these actors and actresses. I mean, I mostly know just Margot Robbie, but I would say this is probably one of the best things she's done.
Yeah, I mean, Allison Janney was great. I think it's her best role since Drop Dead Gorgeous. That if anyone has seen that movie,
I haven't.
it's hilarious. Let Nathan know in his comment section if you've seen Drop Dead Gorgeous and if he should watch it, because
we'll see.
She's an overbearing mother in that movie, and she's an overbearing mother.
So
in
she's
this movie.
she's typecast a little bit here.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
But it's hilarious nonetheless. So.
All right. So any finishing thoughts on I, Tonya?
Worth the see for sure.
Definitely worth the see. That's why my 3 out of 5 is like, hey, go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Definitely go watch the movie.
Yeah. 5 out of 5 on acting. 3 out of 5 because I don't think I would see it again. I definitely wouldn't pay to see it again.
I'll own it because I own most of the things I do, but I probably won't watch it in a couple of years. I'll watch it in a couple of years or so. Yeah. Like Hannah said, Drop Dead Gorgeous, talk about that stuff in the comment section. Also give us your thoughts on I, Tonya. I want to hear if you've watched this movie and what you thought of it, what you thought of all the performances, the pacing, all the pros and cons of it all. Give us a like, comment, share,
and subscribe.
Because I'm not
jonesing around.
All right, cool. You got it.